Hey, do you remember when weddings were about two people making a commitment? I mean, a church, a hall, some flowers, a meal with families and friends. Simple, meaningful, and affordable. Now, they've turned into 6 hour Broadway productions with price tags that rival a down payment on a house. Families are expected to drain savings and retirement accounts just so the bride can cosplay as a Kardashian princess for the cameras. Let's get into this on Nostalgia Thursday. So back in the day, weddings were simple. A church and a hall, some flowers, a photographer who didn't cost as much as a car, and a meal afterwards. You had family, friends, you had love, and a little celebration, all without mortgaging the family farm. Couples even eloped sometimes. Vegas, Elvis, a couple $100. Fun, memorable, affordable. And often, instead of blowing a fortune on the big day, parents would take what they saved and help with something practical like a down payment on a home, a real investment in the couple's future. Well, fast forward to today, and weddings have mutated into 6 hour extravaganzas with Broadway level budgets. Suddenly, brides aren't just planning a wedding, they're producing an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And it's not just the wedding day, it's everything leading up to it. Let's take the bridal shower. What used to be a cozy afternoon with friends, sentimental, sexy gifts, and some laughs has ballooned into a mini wedding of its own. Matching robes, custom neon signs, rented venues, catered spreads, photographers, running upwards of like 10 grand. We went from mimosas and memories to corporate events with hashtags. And then comes the question everyone secretly hates asking: who pays? Well, tradition says the bride's family. And that goes back to the dowry days when marrying off your daughter meant sending her off with money and land or livestock. And over time, that turned into footing the wedding bill. But here's the rub: we don't live in a dowry world anymore. Brides today are independent, educated, and often out earning their grooms. So why should the bride's parents, sometimes even a single parent scraping by, be expected to bankroll a 40K open bar soiree just so the bride can play princess for a day and live out her fairy tale fantasy? And while we're here, let's talk about the registry. Once upon a time, registries were about starting a household, dishes, cookware, bedding. Now it's $400 Dyson hair dryers, designer luggage, and flat out cash apps. The couple already lives together for the most part these days, already as they already have everything, but still expect their guests to bankroll their luxury wish list. That's not tradition. That's, I'm going to say, greed with a barcode. And then there's the groom's parents. Too often, the bride side is just bleeding money, while the groom's family just shows up, smiles for the pictures, and enjoys the champagne. Worse, when the groom's mother suddenly wants to be the project manager of the whole thing, weighing in on flowers and menus, dresses, and playlists. I've got a friend who was literally just asked to be by the groom's mother to cook for the bridal shower. Excuse me? No. The bride's mother isn't the caterer. She's supposed to be second in line to be pampered right after the bride herself. If you're not writing the check, respectfully, shut the fuck up. And let's not forget the whole wedding industrial complex. There's literally an entire billion-dollar industry built around convincing couples that if you don't spend this, you don't love each other enough. Venues, florists, photographers, DJs, all upselling must-haves. Back in the day, a cake was a cake. Now it's 5 tiers and fondant sculptures and a sugar artist charging $2,000. It's not about celebrating anymore. It's about being sold to. Even Martha Stewart has weighed in on this. Weddings today should be a shared bill. Both families chip in where they can, and yes, the bride and groom themselves need to shoulder a chunk too. Because if your dream wedding wipes out your parents' retirement savings, maybe it's time to reassess if you're building a marriage or just throwing a 6 hour spectacle. And just when you think the excess couldn't get worse, along comes the destination wedding. Oh, You want to say I do on a beach in Mexico? Fantastic. But that doesn't mean your guests and wedding parties should have to shell 5 to 10 grand each for flights, hotels, meals, outfits just to be in the background of your fairy tale. I mean, where does it end? I mean, and here's the final punchline of it all: the divorce rate. Half of these couples don't even last long enough to pay off the debt of the wedding. All that money, all that stress, all those perfect photos, poof, gone in a few years. Make it make sense. Because at the end of the day, love doesn't need 40K open bars or 10K showers or 10K vacations disguised as weddings. Love needs commitment, and everything else is just window dressing. Hey, if you enjoyed this rant, make sure you like, share, and follow Pardon the Curiosity here and on YouTube. We'll call it like it is. And if you've got topics you'd like us to dive into, share them as well. And remember, here at Pardon the Curiosity, we filter through the bullshit and bring it unfiltered.